Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. During the G20 meeting or the summit in Indonesia, the Chinese diplomats, including the President Xi Jinping, they had some contacts with their American counterparts. And there were some statements made and some corporate media, weasels interpreted as China, because they speak with the United States, must be dropping Russia off. Because in their brain, you can't have two friends. You need to have only one friend, and then you have to hate everybody else. Or if you don't have that as a friend and you pick another friend, you have to have that one as an enemy. So it's not, you can't have friends and acquaintances and enemies. No, you only have one friend, and the rest must be enemies. So from what I read, that was the interpretation of the meeting between Biden and, well, part of the meeting between Xi Jinping and Joe Biden, and on the sidelines of G20 summit in Indonesia. Now, there were some other contacts and some statements made regarding the war in Ukraine. The weasels interpreted those statements coming from the Chinese diplomats as, China slams Russia's unjustified war in Ukraine and all that. Well, I didn't interpret it that way. I read the translation of those, obviously, that they provided, and I was of a different opinion on that. They said, ceasefire, we are ready to facilitate negotiations. They didn't say Russians are bad, Ukrainians are fantastic, nothing like that. They said something normal, balanced. The hostilities should cease, and we offer our services to, facilitate you guys' talks. That's basically what it was. That was interpreted as China dropped Russia. Now, between China and Russia, the military, social, and economic connection is, they said, more than an alliance. So I don't think just like this it could be just turned. After Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, China really froze its relations with United States of America, and now it seems like in G20 they started talking. Now they're going to talk on military terms. The Pentagon will have some meetings with Chinese defense minister, which is, people say, oh, see, they're going to form now, they're going to have friends, that means Russia must be thrown away. No, you just look at your opportunities, okay? It doesn't mean that if you buy this car, you can't buy the other car as well. Or if you have this shirt, that means you're not going to like that shirt. No, you can use both shirts. Not in the same time, but in the same day, in the same hour, or whenever you feel like. But this is the way these guys interpret it, as a juvenile way of seeing life. Only black or white, good and evil. So this article comes from Sputnik, from today, the 20th of 2022. Chinese defense minister ready to hold meetings with Pentagon chief. Nothing wrong with that. It's very good when you have meetings and you discuss, have open communication lines, and no problem. Chinese Defense Minister Wei Fengzhe, I think that's how you pronounce it, is ready to hold a meeting with the U.S. counterpart Lloyd Austin on the sidelines of the Asian Defense Ministers meeting plus ADMM plus this week. Chinese Defense Minister spokesman Tan Kafei said on Sunday. Tan Kafei. And I'm quoting, the Chinese side is proactive and open to exchanging views with the United States during the Asian ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting with dialogue partners, and the relevant agencies of the two sides are in contact and in coordination on this issue, end quote, the statement said. Very good. Why would you not talk, even if you don't like one another? Talking, having a open communication channel, always good. Good or bad, the communication, but you have it open. On Saturday, the Defense Ministry said that Wei would take part in the 9th ADMM Plus from November 20 to 24 in Cambodia. U.S.-China relations were strained in recent months due to the visit by the U.S. lawmakers, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, to Taiwan despite objections from Beijing. The disagreement resulted in increased Chinese military activity around the island, as well as condemnation of the trips. The ADMM Plus is a platform for cooperation between the defense ministries of Asian and its 8 dialogue partners: Australia, China, India, Japan, New Zealand, South Korea, Russia, and the US, created in April 2010. So that's very good. That's very good. Doesn't mean that if I speak with you, I drop you off. Bye-bye. But I read a few articles in the corporate mass media saying that, and I don't think that's accurate. But we will see. And why would the Chinese do that? Do you want to have enemies? I'm not saying you want to have friends, but you have alliances based on interest, national interest. So what is China's interest? China's interest obviously wants to be dominating, and it is economically, because it produces things. That's one thing. Produce. When you have manufacturing, you produce things that we need. The other ones are producing services, which is massages, blowjobs, and other things like this, which, you know what I mean, anyone can do that without much problem, and then you can have that once you have everything else secured. So they want the influence, they want their market. Okay, they have obviously, I would say, why not? They want to have influence in the area, in the neighborhood. You would say, hey, why not? Well, the other one has all over the planet. So I would like to make sure that nobody attacks me here or from there, right? So a good neighboring relationship is always good. So what I'm trying to say is there's no problem with these guys communicating. There's Taiwan issue that, and then is North Korea, and both of them are very, very close to China, right? Not the United States. So the United States can do whatever it wants over there, can throw whatever can of worms in the area, and it just stays far away and helps, you know. So I don't see any problem with these guys meeting. And on the other hand, why would you want to alienate Russia? Because at any point, the big guy here is the United States. So you want to defend yourself not from Russia. Russia is not stronger than the United States economically or military, however you want to look at it. Yeah, they got more nuclear weapons with what, about 500 more. What do you, at 7,800 versus what, 6,900 or something like this, let's say. So that's not a factor in this. But economically, you can compare it. And militarily, again, how many bases, how much influence does the United States have compared with Russia? So why would China alienate both of them? No, they can take advantage of both, which they do. And in case of Taiwan, they will try to get it somehow peacefully, and if they're going to be pushed towards, and I say pushed, towards something else, which I hope they don't end up doing that, it's going to be something that occurs right now in Ukraine. You're going to see it in East Asia. It seems like these guys from Zimbabwe across the Pacific, in this case, try to provoke the woodchuck, North Korea as well. That's okay. Then they want in Syria, they continue doing what they do best, Iran, the Balkans. So there's many points where war can start. And if you notice, all of them are far away from the person or the entity that has its tail stuck in each and every of these problems in the United States of America. You find it everywhere included. And all these wars that possibly could just break out, they are far away. They're not touched. Isn't that smart? Isn't that weasel-like? However you want to call it. You guys fight over there, I'm right here, I'm just throwing shit on you. Some more wood over here on this fire, some whatever I do here, and you guys fight. And then I come and help, and I reconstruct with my businesses. Very interesting, right? So maybe that could reveal who actually creates certain animosities. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.